So how did I start to work out accidentally? And what is my 5-minute workout? So thank you for being in the podcast. And my name is Peggy Van de Plassche. So you probably know if you're watching this podcast regularly that I really don't like to work out. And I love to move, but working out is really something I don't like, probably my French roots. So despite the fact that I hate to work out, I still read all these studies that seem to daily tout the benefits of weightlifting and cardio reinforcing exercise. And as much as I don't like anything that requires me to wear leggings, regardless of the brand or supposedly trendy athleisure, I really started feeling the pressure to actually work out. In the summer, it's not an issue. I play tennis, I walk a lot. I also walk with, small weight in hands, which I totally realize is absolutely untrendy. So not only I don't wear the right workout gear, but I do untrendy workout as well. But in the winter, living in Canada, walking with or without weights is not practical. And so I had to find a way to exercise without disgusting myself. So, and it's a core challenge for me. How do I strengthen my body without, again, disgusting myself? Ideally, something fun, or at least something that's not dreadful. So enter my 5-minute workout. So hear me out before, rolling your eyes and screaming that anything below 45 minutes with crazy heavy weights is a waste of time. So first, why don't I do heavy weights? Couple of reasons for that. First, most people I see who are using like super heavy weights, as it is super popular right now, they don't maintain proper form. So I see them with like very heavy weights, but they are doing the exercise, not in the proper way. Personally, I would rather avoid injuring myself while actually trying to be healthier. So that's the first reason I don't do heavy weight. The second reason is I don't like big muscles. And I know strength is very fashionable right now. It's great for self-esteem, empowerment, da. Personally, I think it makes me look fat and I don't like it. And I'm not interested in refinancing my entire wardrobe to look like She-Hulk because the next 5 years it's fashionable and after you're back to lean and mean. So for me, no heavy weights. I much prefer, sets maybe longer with light weights. But again, it's that or going to the dentist, it's a tough call. So why 5 minutes actually works for me? And hear me out once again. I think first that 5 minutes here and there is better than zero, contrary to the popular opinion. I still get my heart rate up. I still work whatever muscles I happen to torture that day. I also love stretching for a few minutes. You don't need a 45-minute up and down yoga class that demotivates me the moment I imagine potentially going, which I usually opt out and instead eat a chocolate eclair while petting my cats in front of a TV. So how did I devise this Machiavellian plan of micro workout? So the first thing is actually coming from a childhood memory, or should I say a middle school trauma, really. When I was in middle school, I ended up with a very long punishment along with the rest of the class because I was never punished, because I was endlessly frightened by the specter of adult retaliation. So I was never doing anything out of control. So at the time, our insane art professor decided that we had to rewrite pages. And when I say pages, it is pages of our art history book because I guess the class had been unruly, or we did poorly at a test. I don't remember. Unfortunately, these were not the most interesting pages, let me tell you that. So we had a week to do this. And so I devised a plan, which is every hour I would write for 5 minutes. And it worked. I still remember thinking that ultimately it has not been such a big deal, despite being a 20, 30 page ordeal. So that was really my idea of, chunking in very, very small pieces, things I don't like. The other thing is one of my great friends, smart friend, called Dylan Gomi. And I interviewed her already. If you want to review that interview, she has a 3-minute workout philosophy, which is once again, instead of an all or nothing regimen that often end up in a nothing, she suggests adding mini workouts throughout the day and attaching them to existing habits. So, I don't know, maybe you're brushing your teeth, and once you're done brushing your teeth, you're doing 5 push-ups, for example. So that's really the idea of attaching these mini workouts to a habit you're doing already. And the third steps in how this brilliant plan came to be was actually the soap of the show, I don't know how you call that, Melrose Place, if you remember that. And I used to love that show as a late teen. And maybe you know the show, maybe you don't. It was not very smart, to say the least, but I loved it. It was a guilty pleasure. But to make it productive, because I felt guilty about watching something like that, I worked out during the episode. And, like these episodes are 50, 55 minutes. So I was doing, actually, I remember I had like this massive abs because these were kind of the only exercises I could do while still keeping the TV in my line of sight, because can you imagine missing Amanda's latest backstabbing, the drama? And that's also when I learned that there might be something like too much muscles, because my abs looked absolutely great in a bathing suit. But otherwise, when I was dressed, it looked like I had a belly, so which was not the intending goal. So all of that made me develop this very short workouts several times a day. So how do I do it? So drum roll. In the morning. So first, that I've been doing that for years, let's be honest. I stretch for a couple of minutes when I get up, because it helps with my back, it helps with my neck, to keep it absolutely pain-free. And this is something I remember I recommended to a younger employee on my team when I was working at BMO, which is probably like 12 years ago, because she was suffering from recurring neck pain. A few weeks later, she was delighted with the results. And this was possibly my greatest act of mentoring in a 20-year career, let's be honest. So what do I do during the day? Well, that's very easy. I squeeze, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, depending on what my day looks like and how much motivation I also have. I do these micro weight sessions, so working my full body, exercise where I do some type of lifting the weight while actually doing some work with my legs at the same time. I unfortunately don't know the name of the exercise, as you can imagine. I would happily share them otherwise. I'm sure you can find on YouTube a lot of these very efficient moves and things that are time efficient you can leverage yourself. So I do benefit from 2 advantages, to be totally honest. I work from home, so, I can kind of grab my weights without prying eyes, maybe my neighbors, but, I don't have a colleague, sneaking on me and looking by the window of my office. But also I'm dressed very casually, not at leisure. I have not fallen that low. So movement is easy. I can understand if you're in a suit, in a cubicle, that might be more difficult to do, let's be honest. So But I also discovered something that is quite amazing. And I'm sure that is something that has been around for years, but for me, it's a new discovery, and it is the weighted vest. So that's something I love. So I bought one that's quite heavy, 15 pounds, to be honest, and maybe 10 would have been better. But anyway, now I have it, I use it. And so I wear it during the day. So, I have to have good posture. And as I walk, in my home, in my office, the stairs, just even sitting, it really, really actually make me, I could, like this, yesterday I did a walk outside. Cannot do too long because it's quite heavy actually. And I could really feel my legs. So that is something that is very efficient and that doesn't make me uh, like do a workout, like I get the benefits without having the pain in the butt to do a workout. So, et voila. I don't believe in no pain, no gain. So here is a way to have gain without having pain. And I know that you're probably not looking for New Year resolution, but if there is one that might reconcile you with working out, might be that. So good luck and talk to you next week. Bye bye.